Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. And this is a paid request from FreddyLit. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, commentaries, video game playthroughs, tier list, rankings, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it. I will get to it as soon as I can. And the video today you want me to react to, which once again I'm not going to be able to show because YouTube's copyright system is completely hypocritical. It is from Quinn's Ideas, What is the Thing? So it's evolution of science fiction. I believe it's going to be talking about the source material, who goes there. That's usually what this guy Quinn's Ideas, what his channel pertains to. I have the link down below in the info box if you want to follow along. Feel free to do so. Thanks once again to FreddyLit. And let's get started. It's about 50 minutes and 6 seconds. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. It wasn't a ship anymore. It wasn't even a derelict. It was a fossil, embedded in the floor of a great pit, blown from the glacier. 20 of these skins just stood one atop another. Our bill reached up the lip of that crater. The time scale settled down on me like the weight of a world. How long for all that ice to accumulate? How many eons had the universe iterated on without me? And all that time, a million years perhaps, there had been no rescue. I never found myself. I wonder what that means. I wonder if I even exist anymore. Anywhere but here. Back at camp I will erase the trail. Give them the final battle, their monster to vanquish. Let them win. Let them stop looking. Was that the point of view of the thing? That'd be interesting. What does the thing think of? What are its thoughts? Beyond the rift, huh? So maybe it's not about what I thought it was, it's about the thing. Okay. I've heard of it, The Mountains of Madness. I think Guillermo del Toro wanted to tell that for the longest time. That was a really beautiful looking graphic novel with the artwork. God damn. John Campbell's who goes there, yeah. Love The Thing from Another World. Probably my favorite movie from the 50s. And I love John Carpenter's The Thing. One of my favorite films ever. Oh god. The 2011 The Thing. I saw it in the theater for some dumb reason. I agree, it is the least valuable. I like to say, well, I'm sure some enjoy it. Well, yeah, everyone enjoys something, but I think it fucking sucks. Oh, Beyond the Rift. So Beyond the Rift. Interesting. See, instead of doing the Thing prequel, they should have done that story. From the Thing's perspective. Ah, he's got the 4K. There you go. Oh, the things. So I guess maybe that book has different shorter stories in it. God, it must have been hot filming that video with all that shit on. Must have been sweating. What is the thing? In my pants. Okay. The evolution of sci-fi stories. I will say his videos are fairly well produced. The music he uses, the editing. Well, me, I'm more cheaper. At the Mountains of Madness. 1931, okay. Okay, so that's the book, yeah. Beautiful artwork. That's actually cool. You got the book on top, and then you got all this beautiful artwork on the rest of the page. That'd be actually nice to see for a lot more books, whether it be Stephen King or whatever. Like if it's a book like this, have the pages up top, but then have the rest of it be artwork and have it be like a bigger book. Hmm. That's why I was called Mountains of Madness, because these mountains are like, we'll be in deep shit if we go there. Hmm. They're like pterodactyl type of creatures. Hmm. So the slaves or whatever turned against their creators. Must have been a hell of a fight. He saw something in the sky that made him insane. Maybe it was Corey Feldman singing again. Trying to do a stage performance that drive anyone insane. Come on, dude, don't be too melodramatic. In other words, stay in your fucking lane. Stay in your goddamn lane. Oh shit, everyone's in blackface. Guess they're canceled. They're racist. No, no. Of course not. I know, you know. The worst journey in the world was Scott in Antarctica, 1910 to 1913. Hmm. Jesus. Frostbite, severe weather. So they went there, they were second place, they lost, they come back, they kept dying. Extreme exhaustion. Jesus. Another guy just went outside, he gave up. He was just frazzled, probably couldn't sleep well. Obviously was not in his right mind and Jesus. We're getting weaker. The end cannot be far. Seems a pity, but not think I can write more. So they found his diary and they took his diary, and that's how people know the story. Wow. So yeah, all 5 died. At first I'm thinking, well, at least maybe one of them lived to tell the story, but no, it was from the diary. Man. I couldn't imagine that though. I mean, you're people you know have already died. One literally walked into the damn blizzard, just gave up. You're stuck with 2 of your friends. You're stuck in the tent. We know that you're 11 miles out, but you don't know that. At 1910, 1911, what was it, 1912? They don't know as much about survival in those harsh environments compared to today, as in the type of clothing to wear, more so the ability to have. Nowadays, we'd have certain machinery that keep us alive, heaters, all sorts of stuff. Very cool to see this old footage from back in the day. Just a completely different world back then. The ancient civilization stuff reminds me a bit of a film I saw called Moontrap back in the day, where Walter Koenig from Star Trek and Bruce Campbell, they're astronauts, and they find this body in this spaceship, and they study the body. Inadvertently, they bring something home. After dealing with it, they gotta go back to the moon. They find that there was a ancient civilization on the moon, and that there was some stuff back in the day where there was a race kind of like ancient humans, and they find a woman that's in like a not a cryo chamber, but some type of chamber that she's been able to stay there for I forget how many years. And then of course the aliens that want to use humans for body parts. But just like the ancient civilization, instead of the Antarctic, it was the moon, but it's this area the humans barely mean, less so the moon than the Antarctica, but still, both harsh conditions on different levels. Yeah, Moontrap from 1989. Change and uncertainty. Yeah, I mean, back then, like I said, you look at that picture and you just take a deep thought for at least 10 minutes on just what they didn't have back then. That is second nature to us nowadays. That's why I'm glad not to be alive back then. Well, they're definitely different because who goes there is more about the paranoia of, I don't know, are you my friend? Are you my enemy? Distrust of your neighbor. Yep. The only good communist is a dead communist. Yeah, in the McCarthy hearings, there were people back then accused, and they may not have been a communist, but that was the cancel culture back then. There were actors that were accused of it, even if they weren't. They were pretty much kicked out of Hollywood. Yeah, the cancel culture back then. Yeah, he's a crazy son of a bitch. Those three red eyes, definitely very different from John Carpenter's film. But yeah, I think when it landed, it probably was imitating another creature. And there's a various creatures throughout the universe it could have imitated. Yeah, definitely. Fear of the other, paranoia, exactly. The Spanish Civil War, okay. That Mussolini and Kennedy. Well, also, I mean, not prejudice, but I'm sure at that time, if someone met a German person, they'd automatically think some would do. Oh, He must be a Nazi. Italian person. Oh, it must be someone with Mussolini. And some may and some may not. And then you have that lack of trust. Trust is a tough thing to come by these days. How about you trust in the Lord? I mean, think about that even nowadays. I mean, you have some people that will literally think, I know this is dumb, but it's the truth. Who do you vote for? You voted for this person? Man, I can't trust you anymore. And you're like, what? Yeah, it's all the fear. It's all about the extremes. Even like in America, whether you're Republican, whether you're Democratic, whether you're this and that, it's all about the extremes. Both ways, both sides should go the extreme. I mean, like Donald Trump was almost assassinated twice. Do I like Trump? No. I also don't like Kamala Harris. I don't like either one. Because I don't like anybody in politics. Because I don't trust any of them. I think they're all full of shit. But does that mean... Oh, that's funny. That Butch says update for the Trump era. Wow. Does that mean he should be tried to be assassinated twice? No. That person, the people that tried to do that against Trump, does that mean everybody who is the left, how you put it, think that way? No. It's always the extremists. And there's extremists on the other side too. I don't appreciate the riots of Black Lives Matter. I mean, okay, but that doesn't mean you need to riot and destroy shops and destroy people's lives who had nothing to do with it. And during the riots, a police officer who was black died, which is, it's about Black Lives Matter. But the cop who died, who was black, I guess he didn't matter. But also the riots on the Capitol, I didn't like that either. I think that was stupid too. Again, those are both sides showing their extremes. Riot on the Capitol, riot on the streets, destroying shops, killing a cop. They both suck. Those extremists on both sides suck. That's what people don't get. There's a lot of people in the middle that they just want to talk, conversation, live their lives 9 to 5 at their job. But both sides have extremes, and then maybe that kind of affects people with paranoia. Are you that extreme or not? Because you're not going to know someone's an extremist until they do something and it'll be too late. It's less optimistic, I'll say that. So now we're getting to John Carpenter's The Thing. Yeah, I agree. Definitely more cynical. Yeah, I mean, ambiguous is definitely the best word to describe the ending. But the thing for Another World didn't really have nothing to do with paranoia. It was just a monster movie. Where it was a carrot monster. But I still really like that film. The dialogue, the pacing of the dialogue, the characters were charming. Yeah, I can see why you wouldn't focus on it, but it is a great movie. Well, John Carpenter's a thing. I mean, AIDS was becoming a thing, and there were people that didn't trust people because they have sex with someone they don't know if they get contracted this disease. And then if someone has AIDS, oh my God, you're a leper, you're this and that, and they didn't understand all the details behind it and how you get contracted the disease. And John Carpenter's a thing. I saw that the first time on VHS tape. There was a store called On Q, and I heard of the film, and there was the a picture of it, one or two pictures in a magazine of Fangoria. It was actually a hardcover book of Fangoria. So I knew just a little bit. And you get the VHS tape, you look at the back, it's just like a picture of Kurt Russell, a picture of someone on fire. So you watch the film and you're like, okay, wow, it's got a good mood. I like Kurt Russell because I had seen films like Tango and Cash. And as the story went on, I'm like, okay, this has like good actors, has a moody theme and suspense. And then the effects happen. I went, what the fuck? Every effect scene I would rewind and watch over and over and over again. I went, this is insane. Especially when it got to the. I remember the first time when I saw the paddles and the stomach opening up and went, what the fuck? Which was insane, but very well done. Very well done movie. Paranoid destroys even like if you're with your girlfriend or your wife, and either she doesn't trust you, or you don't trust her, or you don't trust each other, whichever it may, it'll break down the relationship. Did you cheat on me? Are you seeing someone behind my back? That paranoia, even if it turns out not to be true, that trust, that breakdown can sever a lot of relationships. And God, what a great decade the 80s had with the horror films and sci-fi. They Live, great movie. Rest in peace, Roddy Piper. I've come here to chew bubblegum and tit gas. I'm all out of bubblegum. Got the replicants more human than human. Cue the White Zombie song. Rob Bottin's effects, man. Where has Rob Bottin gone? I'm still curious as to why he disappeared off the reservation. Like, not even like a Facebook page that I could find or anything. Like, there has to be a reason why he disappeared. Because even like conventions, he would make a fortune on conventions. But I guess he doesn't need the money, and I guess he likes being alone. But something must have happened. Something must have happened. I mean, he was willing to be interviewed for that older documentary on The Thing when the DVD came out. Peter Watts, The Things. This I'm not familiar with, this one. So it retells John Carpenter's movie from the creature's POV. I was reading that I am being copper. You know, if I don't think you should do anything with The Thing, but if you're going to do it, I'd rather you do that than a prequel that was pretty much the same damn movie. But to have it to be from the point of view of The Thing, 100%, at least that would be a lot more intriguing. Hmm. 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 I remember my reawakening to dull stirrings of sensation in real time, the first embers of cognition, the slow blooming warmth of awareness, as my cells thawed, as body and soul embraced after their long sleep. I remember the piped offshoots that surrounded me. I could see so many things to fix, so I reached out, I took communion, tasted the flesh of the world, and the world attached to me. Doesn't want fixed. Thing sounds like Jehovah's Witness. Oh, that's a cool looking shot. Looking down, we see a guy walk across the frozen tundra. See a little bit of the footprints behind the person. Wonder where this shot's from. It's an intriguing idea for stories, like if you want to do it in a different angle, yeah, right from the point of view of the thing. I'll give credit to that, at least it's unique. I wonder if there's ever been like a comic book from like the Xenomorph's perspective. Just I'm like looking at my Aliens poster. Has there ever been like a graphic novel or a comic where it's all from the Xenomorph's perspective? There must have been. Must have been. Okay, if you want to do another Alien movie, do that. Do an Alien film from the Xenomorph's perspective, from the beginning to the end. You want to make another Alien film? Do that. Or have a guy be a badass, kick some ass, take some names, and Just be a dumb, fun action movie. I'll be down for that too. Commando but with xenomorphs. Or Rambo 2 but with xenomorphs. I'll be down with that too. Do one of those two things, then I'll be interested in another alien film. Anyway, back to this. That's a cool looking design, this creature. Well, I mean, hell, there's a lot of religious zealots that thought they were helping too. I mean, those crazy people that were in, what, Heaven's Gate and Jonestown, that they thought, man, we do this, we're going to go to heaven, we're on this, and then all they did was they all died and drank the Kool-Aid. Yeah, the extremists. Even the thing's an extremist. And it was wrong. That's the end of the day, is that the thing was wrong. Oh, it's communion and we're all going to be sing kumbaya together. It's like, no. They just disappear and you spread like a virus. Maybe you think it's a noble cause, but ain't noble for shit. You fucked up. Hmm. Hmm. I watched the last 8 minutes of this. It's just him taking questions from his Patreon and stuff. I'll look into this. What goal does the thing has? Replicate for the sake of reproduction, indulge in harm for its own sake. The thing's a wannabe religious zealot that thinks it's trying to do the best for all universe when it doesn't realize how destructive it is. There are some monsters that don't think they're a monster. Some psychos that don't think they're psychos. I mean, does the devil himself think that it's evil? Or does the devil think it's trying to help mankind in some way? Who knows? Guess it depends on your interpretation of said creature or said being. Unless, of course, in the real world, like if a psycho, they're just completely morally bankrupt, or they just, they're so crazy, they're so insane that they're just completely wrong in what they're doing, and they just don't understand the thought process fully of what they're doing. Or they do and they're just simply evil. It just depends on the individual. I agree. I would not lead an expedition to Antarctica either, so I wouldn't be in this situation in the first place. I would say, wow, that looks really cool. Take some pictures and let's get the fuck out of here. And don't try to touch it or we'll knock you the fuck out. If you try to wake that thing up, we're gonna knock you the fuck out and we're gonna get the hell out of here and you're gonna deal with it. And you better listen to me. You better listen to me now. Yeah, H.P. Lovecraft is a bit of a. Maybe it's not nice to say a weirdo, but he was. He was not. Uh, an optimistic guy, it seems. Yeah, a lot of issues, a lot of problems, a lot of maybe even inner demons. Yeah, there's an element with the thing. Like, if you're the thing, do you know that you're the thing? Does it mimic you so perfectly? Just think about it. If you're being mimicked so perfectly, then that part of yourself that's a copy or clone, whatever, would be scared, worried, like affective. Wait a minute, what's going on? Something's not right, and maybe even adamant against the thing. So would there be any kind of conflict that the thing could easily overcome because it's in more so in control because it took over you in the first place? But yeah, I don't know. I think even Caruso and John Carper were kind of discussing that on the commentary of the thing. But yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty fascinating, especially to hear about the Peter Watts version, where it's the point of view of the thing. I did not know about that version, but that's pretty interesting, I gotta say. That's pretty interesting. So, yeah. Thanks once again to FreddyLit for that. Thank you to those who watched. Quinn's Ideas definitely does a good job putting his thoughts in order. The editing, the visual aesthetic he puts into with the artwork, the pictures, everything that he finds, the references, like the that tragic story of the team in what 1910 to 1913 or so. All five of them passed away. Didn't know about that story, but that was tragic but fascinating to hear about. And yeah, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.